Johnny.
And we have Jill on technology.
Enactus Sheffield is a financially sustainable limited company. In this year alone, we have generated a revenue of over £40,000 and invested £30,000 into sustainable social enterprise.
To do this, we have 169 dedicated members running 27 life-changing projects.
Today, we will start with a quick update of our international expansion. Growing each year, we will showcase a first year, second year and third year international project from our portfolio.
WaterMaid.
Our first year project, WaterMaid, has increased the standard of living and quality of life for 78 women in Uganda.
Through an environmental jewellery enterprise, WaterMaid has changed the lives of over 390 individuals.
Tapping potential.
Our second year project, Tapping Potential, has empowered 10 women in Nigeria to establish their own water enterprise. This has provided a sustainable supply of clean water to 800 people, and now we're expanding the project further within Nigeria and Ghana.
Blankets for Bolivia.
Now in its third year, Blankets for Bolivia has empowered 8 women through the production of 553 innovative relief blankets.
Made from recycled crisp packets, our blankets are twice as warm and 3 times stronger than traditional relief blankets. This year we have distributed 233 to the homeless, helping to combat hypothermia.
This has saved over 35,000 crisp packets from landfill. That's a CO2 saving of over 64 tonnes, enough to fly the presentation team around the world twice.
This year we're expanding the project to Nepal, responding to the need of neonatal hypothermia, which is a risk for over 6.3 million newborn babies.
We have secured a project partner to buy the blankets and distribute them across birthing centres. By converting our innovative hypothermia blankets into cot liners, we will help to save thousands of lives across Nepal.
While we are proud of the projects we run overseas, we cannot ignore the serious needs present in our own local community, here in the UK. Today we have chosen to tell you more about our local portfolio.
Everything was taken away. If you had nothing, if you could trust no one, where would you begin to build on nothing? For us, we start with the foundation and build from there. Stage 1 starts with a student, a friend, a mentor. Add stability, add time, add trust, add self-belief, add confidence. Confidence enough to look someone in the eye. Add a smile. Is this enough? Stage 2 adds skills. Grow understanding, transfer knowledge, grow the strength to take responsibility, grow entrepreneurial flair, grow passion and worth. But is this enough? Stage 3 adds independence. Become empowered, become employed, become a leader, become an entrepreneur, become whole. Having achieved your whole solution. At Enactus Sheffield, this is our way.
With 8 years' experience running local projects, we have created a comprehensive whole solution model.
Stage 1, building trust, confidence and soft skills.
Stage 2, transferring knowledge of business and economic concepts by involving beneficiaries in a working enterprise.
Stage 3, specific personal development. Here we tailor the project based on the individual's needs or ambitions.
Today we will show you this model through 2 of our longest running projects, Homemade and Hope.
Hope.
Through a jewellery enterprise, Hope empowers isolated women who are survivors of domestic and sexual abuse and human trafficking.
This year, one of the women I worked with was so vulnerable she couldn't look me in the eye. Elena had been trafficked and locked in the same room by her abusers for 5 years. When she was finally rescued, she had lost her ability to trust, lacked vital skills and had no work experience.
In stage 1 of our whole solution model, we assigned Emily as a personal mentor to Elena. As many of the women we work with have been trafficked from around the world, a social consideration was made to ensure the majority of our mentors are bilingual. This has developed the trust, confidence and communication skills Elena needed to effectively take part in our jewellery enterprise at stage 2 of the model.
I transferred the technical knowledge Elena needed to produce the bracelets and found she had a flair for sales. We delivered a sales workshop, allowing Elena's confidence to grow, and eventually she felt comfortable enough to attend one of our craft fairs. I couldn't believe that the woman who could not look me in the eye just a few weeks ago was confidently engaging with the public and successfully selling her products.
From our effective evaluation tools, it was clear Elena had grown in confidence, self-belief and skills. Yet despite developing entrepreneurial skills, our continuous needs assessment revealed that after Elena had left the safe house, her problems were not over. With obstacles to employment, Elena was placed in a bare flat, struggling to afford basic necessities such as heating in winter.
Based on the experiences of women like Elena, we developed stage 3 of our whole solution.
The women can choose whether to start an enterprise in collaboration with the Prince's Trust,
Or enter into formal education with the Really Neat College.
or gain work experience with one of our incredible sponsor companies, the Intercontinental Hotels Group.
Or receive personal support finding long-term employment.
Through our continuous needs assessment, we found that although the majority of the women entered into one of these options, there were still individuals who were unable to reach independence.
Elena would be an asset to any business, but a lack of past employment was a massive barrier to her future.
For Elena, who had come so far in our project, we were not willing to accept that barrier,
As a financially sustainable company, we decided to go one step further.
taking the risk that others wouldn't and becoming Elena's employer.
Hope Cosmetics.
Hope Cosmetics is our brand new business, providing women with the opportunity of a 2-month paid work placement. Here the women produce, market and sell our vibrant new cosmetics range. The choice of product was an economic consideration we made, as cosmetics have profit margins of up to 71%.
This placement builds a foundation for Elena's continued success as it provides vital employment and a wage of £6.31 an hour, allowing her to provide for her child and increasing their standard of living.
We took an entrepreneurial approach and carried out our market research by launching the range at the Spitalfields market over the summer, validating our commercial viability and value proposition.
Using sound business concepts, we have developed an innovative representative scheme, training 42 individuals to act as social entrepreneurs in their own right by selling our products for commission. This entrepreneurial approach has increased our sales by 46%.
Elena now produces body butter, sugar scrub, and lip balm. We focus a fifth of Elena's time on a personal development process, allowing us to effectively evaluate her progress. Elena felt passionate about expanding the product line, so by working collaboratively, we transferred the skills for her to create and deliver a business pitch by the end of her placement.
Hope has addressed the need Elena had for real employment by giving her a wage, experience, and a reference.
Developing her confidence to reach a stage where she's able to work in a professional job, it is a huge success for Elena and has drastically increased her quality of life. Hope has given Elena the skills and the professional experience she needs to take responsibility for her own long-term success.
This year, by growing Hope in all stages, our profits have increased by a massive 129%.
We've directly impacted 45 women,
Empowered 25 women,
enabled 13 women to gain employment,
and employed 3 women in our cosmetics business.
Based on the success of Hope Cosmetics, we plan to sustainably expand even more, with our projections showing that in 3 years, we'll be generating a profit of over £46,000, enabling us to provide 46 women with employment every year.
I have stress, and sometimes in the night I have bad dreams. I'm just thinking I have to do something.
Working with Enactus has provided our women with lots of opportunities and opens a lot of doors for them in terms of training and work and personal development.
About business, yeah, and about marketing, I really like to do that, and I have something special feeling. I feel really happy, and I want to say thank you very much.
In line with our sustainable growth strategy, we have continually developed Hope since 2011.
From starting jury sessions in one safe house, we've now expanded from 1 to 3 safe houses and increased our impact from 10 to 100 women.
Over the last 3 years, we have mentored every single one of these women.
That's 1 sustainable business.
37 women empowered.
And 102 women with a future.
Hope.
Real business.
Real employees.
Real empowerment.
Homemade.
Homemade is one of our most established projects. Working with homeless men in Sheffield, we aim to get them off the streets by empowering them in a jam-making business.
Within Homemade, we work with alcoholics, drug addicts, and men with severe depression. At the beginning of the year, I met Ian. Like so many others, he couldn't find employment and ended up on the streets of Sheffield. He became invisible, isolated. No one would even look at him. He'd had his confidence, his ability to earn a living, and his home taken away.
Once Ian had a place in a homeless shelter, we began by conducting a qualitative needs assessment and identified his complex needs, a lack of confidence and employability skills, understandable given his experiences. With this in mind, we introduced Ian to stage 1 of the Homemade project.
In stage 1, as a social consideration, I was assigned as Ian's personal mentor, which allowed him to develop his trust in others and regain self-belief. Once he felt confident enough, Ian moved on to stage 2 of the project.
In stage 2, we start each jam making session with a formal business briefing. This allows us to transfer the relevant business and economic concepts around the logistical operations of the enterprise.
This gives the men ownership of the project, motivating them to push the business forward. Then, Ian and the men work to produce, package and sell our socially responsible homemade jam.
Ian was so engaged in the business that he wanted to take on even more responsibility. So, we transferred the skills he needed to take an entrepreneurial approach and pitched a jam to a retailer in the city centre. We are also in negotiations to collaborate with Asda, aiming to secure a continuing order, building a foundation for future success.
Homemade has addressed the need for developing the confidence and skill level of Ian and the men. Despite this, a lack of previous experience meant that employers were still not willing to give our beneficiaries a chance.
Having had the honour of watching Ian grow, he deserves a chance to use his skills and exceptional personality in paid employment.
We were not willing to let Ian and all his potential be ignored. We needed to do more. So once again, we took the step that others would not and became the employer that Ian needed.
Remade.
Remade is our brand new stage 3 expansion of the Homemade model. We have set up another business, allowing us to provide employment for our beneficiaries. Our new venture gives homeless men in Sheffield a 4-week paid work placement in our homeware upcycling business.
Ian and our 3 other employees manufacture a contemporary range of upcycled products, including clocks made from old vinyls and desk lamps made from wine bottles. Choosing recycled products was a key environmental consideration, preventing these items from going to landfill. What others have discarded, we valued and turned into significant profit.
As an economic consideration, we source the majority of the materials for free, giving us profit margins of up to 100%.
We transfer practical skills to Ian and the other beneficiaries in an engaging way, holding hands-on production sessions. In addition, our focus on personal development means every beneficiary builds the capacity to take ownership of a specific area of the business.
The economic concepts that we transfer are then recorded in their tailor-made personal development plan. This will be used as an effective evaluation tool, meaning Ian can apply to jobs with clear evidence of the skills he has gained.
The money Ian has earned means he can now afford 3 meals a day, increasing his standard of living. His quality of life has been enhanced to such an extent, he has gone from being perceived as unemployable to gaining not 1, but 2 job offers.
This year, by expanding every stage of our Homemade project, we have increased our profits by 29% and enabled 8 men to gain employment.
But we will not stop here. Next year, with a larger range of products, we've developed a detailed growth plan, ensuring the continuation of our long-term success.
We will expand our sustainable Remade model across 2 more shelters in Sheffield, enabling us to provide 60 paid work placements every year.
This year, through the growth of our Homemade project,
We expanded to 2 new shelters,
worked with 24 more men than we've ever worked with before,
directly impacted 39 men.
and empowered 8 men like Ian to finally get themselves off the streets.
It's given me a lot of confidence, it's made me happy, it was fantastic, it was brilliant that I have achieved something what I couldn't never do before. I'd like to push it further, doing furniture. My ambition is to be a manager of my own business. What I've learned with this business, I think I can get there because Enactus has pushed me to go further. I can do anything that I want now, and Enactus is that good. I'm walking around singing, and that's what I could never do before.
In line with our sustainable growth strategy, we've continued to develop Homemade since 2009.
If we had stopped with the jam business in one shelter, there would be numerous more isolated men struggling to escape the cycle of homelessness.
Since its launch, Homemade has empowered 28 individuals and directly impacted the lives of 85 men.
That's one sustainable business.
28 men empowered.
And 85 men with a future.
Homemade.
Real business.
Real employees.
Real empowerment.
This year, Enactus Sheffield has set up not one, but 2 lucrative businesses right here in the UK. 2 businesses in profit, employing 7 individuals on formal employment contracts, changing their lives.
But it's more than that.
We have grown this whole solution, not just to hope and homemade.
We have empowered hundreds of individuals to achieve their whole solution.
Plus 27 projects.
7 countries around the world.
From growing up water enterprise in Nigeria.
And life-saving blankets in Bolivia.
To empowering those most vulnerable in our own community.
That means 169 members.
29,744
Plus
hours.
27 projects.
Making a revenue of £40,000.
A profit of £10,000.
And investing £30,000 into real business.
Equals 200 empowered.
319 impacted.
2,455 lives changed.
Equals 1 vision.
One passion.
One whole solution.
We are Enactus Sheffield.
Judges, you may now ask questions. Question here.
James Battersby from Access Supply. Very impressed with what you've achieved so far. Very interested to know what your plans are for the profit that you've made to date, what you intend to do with that.
So we've made a significant profit as a company overall this year, and we have overall cash in the bank of £21,000, of which 25% is a sustainability contingency fund, which we have very set criteria for using, so we don't anticipate using that. 50% of that is for new projects we might invest in, if our needs assessments show that we need to expand the projects as well. There's another 25% of that profit we anticipate in investing in the expansion of these projects, so we can create more whole solutions and impact more individuals.
Tim Pollack from Bain & Company. Can you talk a little bit about the products you've selected for home and homemade, so cosmetics, jam, jewellery and the clocks? How did you choose those products and how do you think about future products?
So we chose the products for Hope Cosmetics through our initial needs assessment. So we found, as we mentioned in the presentation, stages 3, the women needed work experience placements. We wanted to offer a different product that was engaging for the women to make from the jewellery. The high profit margins that we have on the cosmetics was also an economic consideration that we made, so that we have the money available to pay the women the wages of £6.31 an hour. They're also really effective products, they're simple, natural, handmade, so it's a really strong USP to base those products off as well.
Question over there?
Sal Pajwani, What If? How did you ensure that your soap and your jam was distinctive in the marketplace and wasn't just another thing to clog up the shelves?
So for Hope Cosmetics, we had a really strong marketing strategy from the very offset that focused around 2 key USPs. Our first was, of course, our social cause at Enactus Sheffield. We felt that by putting this on our packaging and letting customers know about everything that we do is focusing on improving the lives of victims of human trafficking who might not otherwise get those experiences. Consumers would respond really well to that. Additionally, another USP that we had was our products are natural, handmade and really simple. So for cosmetics, a lot of the time people are worried about what's in the products. We're really proud of the fact that our products are simple and natural. So again, this is something that we communicate to customers very clearly. And that was our marketing strategy focused around those 2 key main points.
Question over here?
Hi, Niraj Seth from Cognizant. You identified one particular lady, Elena, for your home programme. How did you choose her, and what are the criteria you apply for individuals to be part of the home programme?
We work with 3 safe houses across Sheffield, and we can offer certainly up to stage 2 for every single one of the women in that safe house, working in collaboration with our project partners. For Hope Cosmetics and Remake, where we have a certain number of placements, that's again done through needs assessments, and unfortunately there is more demand for the placements than we can fulfil. However, as you can see, we're working on the commercial viability, and next year we can expand the number of placements we can offer. However, every single woman that wants to do a placement will eventually get a chance to do so. Question in the centre.
Paul Logan from Unilever. In both cases, you came up with a 2-month work experience placement. I'm interested to know is, what's your opinion of, is the 2-month time period, you know, the optimum for having an impact on outcomes? And also, how do you assess, you know, the outcomes you're getting for the people that go through your programs?
Okay, so our 2-month placement was an early social consideration that we made in conjunction with our project partners and all the safe houses. Obviously we do work with very vulnerable women, so we worked with their caseworkers and as well as our project partners to try and decide on a time that was long enough that we could transfer those skills and be a really effective placement for them, but not too long that they would not be able to get supplement afterwards. We have our development plan that we created in conjunction with a number of project partners, so those safe houses and the shelters. We also sourced Enterprise Rent-a-Car's graduate scheme placement, where we had a look and see what they had and put that into our placement, so we were effectively tracking their improvement in skill areas, so they have tangible examples of those experiences once they leave Hope Cosmetics placement to then show to employers.
A question at the back.
George Turner from IHG. Just a quick one. I wiki at Sheffield University, I see you have 27,000 students. I just wondered how you're going to use that scale to really make a bigger impact.
We are very lucky to be from a very large university, and we have quite a large team as well, which means that we have the resources to be able to do one-to-one mentoring, because we truly believe to really empower someone, you have to meet with them and do a thorough needs assessment and work to them one-to-one to create their whole solution. So we're very lucky to have all these resources at our disposal, and as the projects increase in size, our team is increasing slightly in size as well, which enables us to work one-to-one with every single one of our beneficiaries. Really quick question?
Yeah, Jeff McDonald from Unilever. Emily, I want to ask you a question. And I want a real answer. Why are you so passionate about this?
Well, when I first started the project, I had not heard of human trafficking before. I wasn't aware of it was even in the UK and in Sheffield. And working with these women, they're such strong, independent women, and they're just looking to grasp any opportunity that they can, and we are there to help them. And it is inspiring for me to work with these women. And
presentation time is expired. I'm really sorry.